Sometime in the near future, I think a fully integrated autonomous robo service will be available. This is my vision of what is to come. Today is my little BD's birthday. I have a party to prepare, lots of errands to run, and BD needs grooming. I have quite a lot to do at home too, so I turned on the Personal Robo Services app and start listing errands that the robots could do for me. Upon booking, the system assigned Robo Elf to me. Elf is one of the robots in the fleet that were designed to fit a typical corridor width at 1.2 meters in Singapore housing blocks. Its three wheels design make it possible to turn around in the corridor. On the left is the errand screen after I made the booking, and on the right is the map view of Elf's status in real time. For the first task, Elf leaves the garage at 12:30 so that it can pick up my decorations from partygoers at 1 p.m. Elf heads out of the garage and travels on the road to the Northeast Light Rail station. When approaching the station, Elf radios for the lift so that it can be in position for Elf when it arrives. This is one feature we humans cannot actually do, so we probably will wait for the lift after pushing the button at the lift door. Lift moves to level 1, opens the door and radios that it is ready. Elf just zipped right in. Too bad train 14 was just departing the station. Lift 4561 took Elf to the second level. In a few minutes, train 15 arrives. It broadcasts a message to all robots when it was ready for boarding. It was a 2-minute train ride to the Southeast station. Train 15 notifies all robots that it is ready for boarding and unboarding. Elf is out and radios lift 4571, which only had to open its doors as it was already on platform level. Elf leaves the station and travels a short distance to partygoers. It arrives early at 12:50. Partygoers could not immediately tend to Elf, nevertheless, Elf was loaded on time. From here, Elf is going to be back on the road to Southeast Station, where it will be repeating similar communications with the lift and train. I will not be running over those communications again. We will speed up and head for home. There goes Elf, zipping through the stations and finally arriving at Southwest, where it again communicates with the lift of the station to get to the street level. On approaching my home, Elf starts communication with the lift in this apartment block. My home is at the level 3 of this block. Elf will work with the lift to make its way up. At 1:23, Elf arrives at my door. I unload my decorations and then loaded my parcel and BD in the carrier. As soon as I'm done with securing the parcel and BD, Elf heads out to Gorgeous Pets. Now my BD and my post errands will be taken care of by Elf. I can start decorating when I have a spare moment from work. As soon as Elf started on this errand, it paged for Lyft and notified Gorgeous Pets on BD's transit status, but Lyft was busy with other users, so Elf had to wait for 4 minutes. Congestion happens. Once out of the lift, Elf updates status with Gorgeous Pets. Dynamic ETA updates are just another way integrated autonomous systems work so well together, and is probably more efficient than humans. Meanwhile, I switch to the inside camera view to check with BD. Oh yes, I can hear that whimpering. It's a short ride, BD. Sure enough, Elf arrives at Gorgeous Pet at the new ETA. Thanks to Dynamic Status Update, the crew were ready to receive BD with his favorite treats on hand. As the program time for the post office is almost 2 hours away, Elf returns to the garage and gets on the charging station. At 3:30, Elf computed that it is time to leave so that it will be at the post 3:45. As it was leaving, Elf opens a comms channel with the systems at the post to arrange the transaction. Here we see Elf moving along at quite a fast pace. Staff at the post were expecting Elf. They were ready to remove my parcel and place the new mail and parcel for me into Elf. That was a really quick turnaround, and Elf was back on the road to pick up my groceries order at Food Depot. Despite the communications between ELF and the food depot system, there was just too much going on, and yes, they were short-staffed. There are 8 other robots ahead in this robo-only line. A delay is expected, and this information is displayed on my app screen. Finally, the groceries were loaded. At this time, Gorgeous Pets is still grooming Beady. Elf will head back to the garage closest to Gorgeous Pets to charge and to await pickup instructions. While on his way to the garage, Elf receives a message that Beady is ready for pickup. It was able to adjust his route instantly and head for Gorgeous Pets. It took a few minutes for the staff at Gorgeous Pets to bring Beady out and securely fasten his carrier in Elf. Doesn't he look fabulous after the trim? And sure enough, all my errands are done, while I am at home working on emails, putting up decorations, and ordering food for tonight's party. By now, you get the idea that Elf is fully able to plan the details of his route and communicate with the lifts, trains, and systems at all these shops. This is my idea of a fully integrated autonomous robotic system. Elf delivers my precious Beady and my orders. I am so pleased. We are ready for this party. Now it is time for me and Elf to take a little break. Elf will return to a garage near to his next assignment, which is to pick up Mom at 6. It is commute traffic time. Congestion is shown by the red and yellow road highlights. Red is more serious than yellow. Elf was in the return to garage mode, which has the lowest priority. The autonomous traffic controller intelligently route traffic with higher priority to meet customer schedules. This meant that Elf returned to garage 8 minutes later than it would have under normal circumstances. Knowing that the congestion is now worse in the intersection near to Mom's home, Elf intelligently decides to depart early. Autonomous control assigned normal priority to this trip. There were no unexpected incidents along the way, so Elf was early. To avoid taking up space on the apartment corridor, Elf schedules timing with the lift and waits at the open area on level 1. At 1 minute to 6, Elf arrives at Mom's door. Good timing and consideration to other users on that level. However, Mom was a little slow to get in and strap up. This can be predicted or avoided. Other users of the corridor space at that time will have to deal with it dynamically. It's dinner time, and we can anticipate that a delicious meal will be behind in fulfilling orders. Leaving Mom's home, Elf radio is ETA and receives a slight advantage over other robots with ETA that is later. At delicious meals, Mom pings me using the video intercom inside Elf. Yes, Ma, I can see you just fine. You don't have to hold up the phone anymore. There are 4 orders ahead of us. Will be 10 minutes perhaps. Oh yeah, the food is here. Did we have everything, Ma? Oh, I overdid it again? Yeah, well. Well, that took a little longer due to the congestion on the roads and lifts. At least the food is still warm. Elf returns to the nearby garage and waits for the time on his final task of the day. Meanwhile, friends and family arrived by their own arrangements. We had a blast with Beady. Elf was at my door a minute to 9 p.m. Perfect timing. There is no more congestions. I expect Mom will be back home quickly and safely. Of course, I'll be tracking Elf and chatting with Mom on the trip. This feature really gives me the peace of mind. Okay, Ma, you're home. Thanks for the new toy for Beady. Good night, Ma. That was the last task for Elf. He will now return to the garage. What a day. Good thing I had great help. I hope you enjoyed this cartoon of what I envision the future of last mile logistics. It will be so integrated into all existing transportation infrastructure, business, and consumer applications. If this cartoon gives you an idea and you would like to share with me, simply add your comments down below. If you might be using some of this information in your work or assignment if you are a student, kindly cite me and link to this video.